respectful collegiality and friendship. And whereas, for those fortunate enough to know and work with him, Jim has served as a leader, good friend, and colleague to countless county employees. And whereas we are very relieved and grateful for Jim's special powers and that he has put an end to flooding in the valley. As it was reported by one news outlet, Commissioner McCormick will fix it. And whereas Commissioner McCormick has a genuine curiosity and interest about how the actions and services performed by the county can benefit the public in concrete and positive ways, and whereas if you ask Jim a question, you better have a minute or two, because there's often a history lesson coming your way. And whereas Jim's love for history and storytelling endears him to his co-workers and will make him a long-lasting piece of Lewis and Clark County history. And whereas everyone loves it when Commissioner McCormick goes off into the weeds again, telling a story about growing up in Shelby or the history of Montana. And whereas Jim leaves no stone unturned when it comes to being prepared, and most likely holds the record for the most questions asked of staff prior to a commission meeting, giving him the Tier 1 Most Prepared Commissioner Award. Maybe that, but it's a good award. I'll take it. And whereas the Board of County Commissioners would like, with deep gratitude, to thank Commissioner McCormick for his years of faithful and dedicated service to Lewis and Clark County, and therefore be it resolved that the Lewis and Clark County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim Thursday, December 29th, that's the date, 2022, as Commissioner Jim McCormick Day in Lewis and Clark County, dated this day by both commissioners, the remaining commissioners. And we congratulate Jim, and I'd like to give him a round of applause. Thank you, Jim. And this is for you from all of us at Lewis and Clark County and some of your friends and family as well. So, wow. Wow. And you're not done. Things about this job is to get people up here that can work together, and we don't have to agree on everything. We're not supposed to agree on anything. We're elected independently. But if we can work together and we can make decisions and then leave that in this room and go out of this room and be friends and colleagues that are pleasant to each other and try to be a good representation of how government should work. We've done that, I think, and Jim's been a big part of that. He's a great person, so really appreciate him and the way he handles himself, and it's been a pleasure to work with him. So before we
But Jim, you've always been willing to listen to my rant, my rave, whatever it was. And Andy, you're right, we'll not always agree, but the point is we can always talk. And you would listen when everybody else's phone may have been busy, but you listened. And you may not have agreed, but that was okay. The point was that you did what you thought you needed to do. So that was important to all of us, and hope whatever you choose to do in the off time is good. And the one thing that I did forget to mention while I was up here before is the family tradition of my son. Logan is a deputy in Rosebud County, so he didn't wear his uniform because he's getting married tomorrow, and that's why we won't be at your party. All right, thanks, and I know I won't get the last word, but it's close. Thank you.
Sheriff, thank you very much. And Sheriff, they're not rants. You just have an expressive way of telling your story. And yes, it was always a pleasure and an honor to serve with you. And I wish you all the best in your next term. Thank you.
Thank you. And Commissioner McCormick, we're going to have to ask you to be quiet.
And I think the thing that rises to the top for me most about you was stated to some degree in the proclamation. And you have been a marvelous example to all of us elected officials on how to conduct yourself as an elected representative. And we, of course, I think we're all aware that we live in a time when it's maybe not the norm to do that. And so I guess I would just like to know you're a man of principle and conviction. You brought those principles to the table, but you also understood that there were others who brought their own principles. And you conducted yourself in such a way that you were heard, they were heard, and I gotta thank you for that. I wish more outside of Lewis and Clark County could have seen that, because more could have learned from that. So thank you for your service, congratulations, and best of luck.
Commissioner, thank you.
When Polonius was talking to his son and giving him advice for life, you have lived that life. He said, this above all, to thine own self be true, and then it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. You're a good man, Jim McCormick. Thank you for working with me.
It's one thing to have a desire for public service. Quite another to step up, to go through the rigors of campaigning, find support, and to be elected. And it all starts with family. It starts with our own individual families, and it includes you all, the family of Lewis and Clark County. I want to thank my wife Shelley, my daughter Karen, for their steadfast support, our son Scott and daughter-in-law Jamie, who can't be here today. So, Shelley and Aaron, would you stand? Please. And I go back to the example of my parents. You know, we're a collection of all of our life experiences, and it begins again with family. And my dad, a prayer that he had, I still have it, and I think we all, and most of you, know it. And one I would say on my way into work, and that's a prayer to St. Francis. And Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. We're all called to serve each other, to do the best we can for the greatest good, for the greatest number of people. It's not about politics. It's not about loyalty to party. It's about doing the best we can for each other. And that I've tried. I've failed, but I've tried. And serving you all, and serving with my colleagues here, Mr. Balls, Mr. Ash, Brandy, Mr. McNally, and the staff, family of Lewis and Clark County, has been one of the greatest honors and privileges of my life. And for that,